makes me want to holler, go away. I need more peace and hope and love. Where do I find it in this crazy old world? I need strategies, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Every time I listen, Lauren and David share strategies for living, and it makes me aware. I got strategies for living, strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
Oh, you know, we need them. Yeah, we need those strategies, don't we? Those strategies for living. So are you ready? You ready for your daily dose of radio rehab?
Oh boy, I'm ready.
Are you?
Yeah, I think so.
Put me in, coach.
You're in, buddy. You're in. Yeah. Hey, folks, welcome into another edition of Strategies for a Living. I'm Dr. David McMillian. She is psychotherapist, LPC, Lauren Leon McMillian, and he is PLPC, Jay Murrell.
LPC. That's awesome.
And yeah, isn't it though?
Yeah, it is.
Congratulations to her.
That's a milestone.
It is a milestone. It
Congratulations,
truly is.
Lauren.
Thank you. As you know, it takes some work.
And we're proud of her. We're very proud of her.
Absolutely.
In fact, we had a celebration when we took the pee off the front door.
Oh, okay.
Scrape
All right.
the pee off.
Scrape the pee.
Yeah. So you had my attention. You sent me something earlier today, and I did not know. You know, you'd think that after doing the program for 30 some odd years, we would have covered everything, right?
Wrong, Kimosabe.
Yeah. You sent
always
me.
growing.
You sent me Sugar and Carb Addict Anonymous, SCAA.
Yeah.
I had no idea, but you had my attention. It's sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine too.
Yeah.
For sure.
You want to learn how to do 9 pounds in 9 days? I can tell you.
Okay.
Well,
Ice cream with chocolate on top.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah. Oh, you're talking the other way.
the other way.
Yeah.
Up.
Yeah. Well, so you've got a ringer in for us
I know,
today,
okay.
Dr. Jeff Sandoz.
Yeah.
Sandoz. And I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, me too.
I am very much.
We're going to learn a great deal today from an excellent life strategist. So there you go. We're off and running. Folks, thank you. Thank you for tuning in to Strategies. We appreciate you being here, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing,
Roof.
the Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of the Godfather, Alligator Italian Sausage, pretty good muffies too, SRT Sales Training, Uprising Addiction Center, and Murrell Direct Primary Care. Back in a moment, Dr. Jeff Sandoz is with us today as our life strategist here on Strategies for Living. Stay with us. We've all got lots to learn.
Lauren, Jay, and David will find our way to help you out most every day. They help us think healthy and make us smile too. They bring out the strategies just for you. Strategies for Living Radio. Strategies for Living Radio.
And welcome into Strategies for Living. Jay Murrell, Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian. Let's welcome into the program now Dr. Jeff Sandoz. He's a retired LMHC in Florida and LPC in Louisiana with testing and appraisal privileges. Also a published researcher with over 40 years of experience in addiction recovery and mental health, specializing in holistic approaches that integrate clinical expertise with spiritual guidance, offering comprehensive support for individuals, families, and professionals navigating the complexities of addiction and recovery through evidence-based practices and compassionate care. Dr. Sandoz, welcome into Strategies.
Yeah, welcome.
Thank you, David. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Jay.
You're
Good to
welcome.
be here.
Good to have you.
Glad to have you here.
And by the way, folks, you can reach him at drjeffsandoz.com. We'll give that to you along the way. You may have heard, Jeff, I have a particular interest in this because I had a little health scare a couple of months back. And, I married this sweet little Italian girl. And after my health care, when I got out of the hospital, to my chagrin, I was living with Attila the Nun. And the first thing that she did was, this was a 2-day thing. The first thing that happened was by the coffee pot, I had my thing of sugar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I had, it was a container that held about 5 pounds of sugar.
Yeah.
And that disappeared, and I've not seen it since.
Uh-huh.
And then the next day, my grandson came over to cut our grass and help out. And he goes on the way out with my 12-pack of Coke. And I said, "Where are you going with that, bud?" He said, "Lauren gave it to me." So
Yes,
I've been off sugar now for
2 months.
2 months,
I think.
and I'm not going to tell you that it was easy, but I'm getting to the point where I notice a difference.
And how
Jeff.
much weight have we lost?
And we've lost 50 plus pounds.
Dang.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
That's a 4th grader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
exactly. I've lost a 4th grader. So, when Jay sent me over the SCAA, Sugar and Carb Addicts Anonymous, he had my attention right away. My understanding is, of course, I'm familiar with the big book of AA and the fact that there's a section there,
The doctor's opinion.
a doctor's
Dr.
opinion.
Silkworth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so my understanding is that you wrote an opinion, a doctor's opinion for SCAA. Is that right?
That is correct. Mark F., who is the founder of SCAA, and they just celebrated their 8th birthday as
Wow.
a 12-step. And he contacted me and he said, Dr. Silkworth wrote this for AA. Do you think you could spin one out for us? And I said, sure. And so if you go to the SCAA website, you'll find it. And it's truly amazing what this group does, just like any other 12-step group. And they modeled their program after AA, and they have some specifics with regard to their 4th step, especially looking at certain triggers. And it's a little different from Overeaters Anonymous in that Overeaters Anonymous requires that you run your daily consumption through your sponsor. SCAA leaves that as an option, but it's not required.
Okay.
And they have over 3,000 members in their fellowship today.
Wow.
Wow.
And still, it sounds like, and still growing.
It is. They really took off during COVID, and they have continued their online meetings. As a matter of fact, they do not have any face-to-face meetings that I am aware of. And they have 20 some odd meetings a online,
Oh.
which is really great.
Wow. How did you come to learn about the organization, or how did they come to learn about you and your work? Was it through your research?
Yes, and he had read some of the articles that I had written and some of the books. One deals with the spiritual experience in the 12-step program of AA, and how that is pegged to the completion of certain steps. For example, if a person completes steps 4 and 5 and 8 and 9, their chances of recovery, and especially longevity in recovery, are extremely high.
Okay. And then you've got also Jay was sharing with me. It really piqued my curiosity. So I went to Amazon, and I think I noticed one of those books has the term Odyssey in it, in the title.
Yes, Alcoholic Iliad Recovery Odyssey.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I wrote a paper on that when I was in my master's program. And let's just say that Jeffrey is classically interesting. And it basically followed, correct me if I'm wrong, Jeff, Ulysses and, his Odyssey and
Right.
and the demons and all the critters that he.
And this is going to be hot because we got a brand new
Yeah,
movie
the movie,
coming
The
out.
Odyssey
The
is
Odyssey
coming out
coming.
again.
That's right.
Yeah.
This summer.
So might increase those book sales, Jeff.
It's a great book. I highly recommend it, especially if you're into the classics at all and are interested in recovery.
And then
That's
there's kind of, you said it was, Jay, you were telling me that it was kind of a workbook. What's the title?
No, that's a different one. No, that's what is it, Jeff?
Reactivating.
Reactivating.
Reactive the addictive brain.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. That's a separate book, but it's kind of a workbook.
So Jeff had sent me that via email. We correspond.
Right.
Full disclosure, Jeff and I are sort of related by marriage. His brother is married to my sister. Anyway, I've known Jeff for 55 years or something like that.
Wow.
That's correct.
Yeah.
And you're still talking to him. So
Wow,
that's
impressive.
That's impressive.
Easy now.
Okay.
Easy now. But Jeff had sent me sort of the title and just a synopsis of what it covered. And we're talking about reconstructed, easy for me to say, the addicted brain.
Yeah.
And we're going to, Jeff, if you will, we want to do a show on that maybe next week.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It'd be wonderful. It'd be fun.
Yeah.
Okay. How big is the problem of sugar, carbohydrate? This is new for me. And so I'm putting air quotes around addiction.
Full disclosure here, before I went to do the LPC, I was working on a PhD in pharmacology and neuroscience. And so I spent a lot of time in those labs and in addiction labs. And something, Jeff, I'm sure you know, that they always do in order to get an animal ready to be addicted, the first thing they do to help them get situated in the setup, the box, right, in order to give themselves the drug, the first thing they do is they give them sugar water.
Wow.
And I always question, because they use that as the control. And I always questioned, okay, aren't we already setting the brain up with an addiction by giving them sugar water?
Yeah,
Jeff, what would you say to that?
Your professors weren't exactly pleased with you over
They
that.
didn't appreciate those questions.
Yeah, I think in the vernacular of experimental psychology, they refer to that as a confounding error.
Right.
And when you do that repeatedly, it does mess up the results. The interesting thing about the process of sugar is that the same neural pathways, the dopaminergic pathways, are activated with sugar, with cocaine, and also with alcohol. So,
wow.
Is there a connection on the next Oprah? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always suspected as such from what I could observe.
You're validating Lauren's assumptions.
I appreciate
big
it.
time, Jeff Sandoz. She's
Excellent.
over here nodding and smiling like a Cheshire cat.
Lauren, I do want to mention that my wife's first language is Italian, so David and I have a lot in common.
Oh, bless you.
So you know something being married to an Italian Catholic girl? How can that go?
Yes, and that, well, Jay, dynamite comes in small packages.
That's right.
That's it.
Lauren fits that.
4'11".
She's 4'11". Don't mess with her.
I asked myself on our wedding day, 10/10/2020, which she said on purpose because so I wouldn't forget the date, the anniversary date. But I said to myself, what could go wrong? You know, what could possibly go wrong here?
Hey, dude, she saved your life.
Yeah, I know it. We are talking to Dr. Jeff Sandoz today. We are looking at a new group for me anyway, Sugar and Carb Addicts Anonymous. And we're talking to Dr. Sandoz and finding all kinds of interesting things out today. He's our life strategist. Obviously, we've already learned some, but we've got a lot more to learn. That's what Strategies for Living is all about. So hang with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we've got much more with Dr. Jeff Sandoz today on Strategies for Living. We'll be right back.
Facing the same old problems day to day makes you wanna holler, get away. Looking for the road that'll get me there. Looking for hope and peace to spare. Looking for strategies for living radio. Your dose of radio rehab. Strategies for living radio.
And welcome back in. Welcome back into Strategies for Living. Lauren Leon McMillian, Jay Murrell, David McMillian, our life strategist today, Dr. Jeff Sandoz. And you can find him at drjeffsandoz.com. And we're talking about something new to me. Maybe it is to you, fellow listener, and it's Sugar and Carb Addicts Anonymous. I'm certain that there are people listening right now, probably more than a few,
If you're American.
who need to find out about Sugar and Carb
Why are you
Addicts
staring
Anonymous.
at me?
What's that?
Why are you staring at me?
Well, you know, SCAA.club is where you can find more information, and I hope you will. So, in terms of a doctor's opinion, which we talked about that you wrote, can you summarize that quick? What did you? There was a doctor's opinion in the big book of AA. What was the Reader's Digest summary of what you said as a doctor's opinion for SCAA, Jeff?
Well, what Dr. Silkworth said in his doctor's opinion, that he believed that there was an allergy that a person had toward alcohol, and it manifests itself in compulsive drinking. And he published an article in 1944 with regard to his theory, and it was not verified until many years later. Now we understand the process of sugar and how it breaks down. We understand the process of how neurotransmitters change and shift. There's a wonderful book that I would suggest to you and also the listeners. It's called Brain in Balance. 3 words, Brain in Balance. And it's by a buddy of mine. His name is Fred von Stief. And Fred is in his 80s now. He's enjoying retirement. I think he moved out to Mexico. But he basically talked about 8 neurotransmitters that really go bonkers when a person gets addicted to alcohol. And the interesting thing about it is you're looking at pretty much the same neurotransmitters, especially GABA and glutamate, and how they seesaw back and forth. And when a person gets sugar in the system, it also affects the opiate level.
Mm-hmm.
And there have been so many additives put into foods nowadays, these excitogens that are placed in the food don't just tantalize the tongue, they activate the brain. So you're going to eat whatever junk food is there.
Mm-hmm.
It tastes great. It feels good. It'll give you that emotional and physical lift because you are ramping up certain neurotransmitters. But when the joyride ends, you're going to find that there's some irritability, restless, irritable, discontent. Same thing that Silkworth
Sounds
talks
like
about,
alcoholism.
until they can,
Yeah.
right, until they find that sense of ease and comfort that comes at once from having that first drink or that candy bar.
Yep.
Jeff, does it create the obsession the way alcohol does?
Mm-hmm.
I believe that it does, but I'm finding that with regard to certain individuals, there is some variance in there. For example, one individual, his first addiction was alcohol. Then he switched that over to food. And then there were other addictions that involved lust in particular. And then he switched over to sugar. And it's like whack-a-mole. You're swapping out one addiction for another. And I did some research the other day. They have well over 200 12-step groups that are out there today, and they're targeting specific addictions.
Wow. With regard to sugar and carbs, and you have a story. When we first got together, you had the sweet tooth kind of like me. I mean, you rivaled me.
Yeah.
In
Sure.
terms of, in fact, I think you were beating me.
Probably.
And then you made the decision to stop it.
Mm-hmm.
And the changes you noticed were amazing, weren't they?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
What'd you go through, Lauren?
I didn't go through any sort of withdrawal, so to speak. And I think that was because I was ready. I got in the mindset of it, so I was kind of lucky that way. But my focus, my attention, my energy dramatically changed. I also then went on to kind of notice my body's response to other foods. And so I cut back and then off of dairy. And that dramatically improved. I had some terrible fungus I couldn't get rid of on my nails. And that completely cleared up after the dairy. But the sugar in particular, I did it because I would get migraines. More than once a week. And it stopped it completely. I get migraines every so often now, but not
anywhere near the frequency that you were dealing with.
And what really convinced me was I had stopped refined sugar and for a couple months, and I went with a friend and she got a snow cone. And I said, I haven't had one in a while. Let me have one. I had 3 sips of that and I had a migraine the rest of the day. And I said, okay, that's it. I'm listening, and that's the way to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
And the interesting thing about it is one of the elements of the periodic table that is the first to tank in the human body is magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
And I had one individual who had terrible migraines, and her physician put her on magnesium tablets, and they went away.
Yeah. Yeah, I take a magnesium supplement too.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So one of the interesting things for me, and again, I'm a neophyte on this journey with Lauren, shopping with Lauren is an experience because we read labels. And
There's sugar in everything.
that's one of the things
Yes.
that's blown me away.
Everything.
We went to Jeff to get some beef broth or
It was
chicken
vegetable broth. Yes.
vegetable broth, and there's high fructose corn syrup in there.
How about that a fit?
I'm going a couple of aisles over, and I pick up a bottle of Italian dressing, and there's high fructose corn syrup in there. It just blows me away.
Now, there's one thing that the research is out there, and it doesn't take much to look it up. Did you know that there were a couple of studies with regard to mice, and they gave them some of that high fructose corn syrup after they had learned how to get the reward by going through certain mazes? And then they got stupid. They got lost.
Yep.
They were unable to find where the food was, even though they had learned it at one time. And if you look at the soft drinks today,
Yeah,
when I was a kid growing up, it was sugar cane.
Right.
yeah.
There was.
Yeah.
Now it's this other stuff, and plus all of the additives. I think that there are a lot of health issues that are emerging with these so-called zero drinks.
Yeah.
And I think that they're going to find out that it's damaging health, perhaps kidneys and other things later on.
If we have people's attention with what we've talked about so far, Dr. Jeff, where would you tell people to start? If we've got people's attention and they're shaking, and I see some people out there, I can see into the
see
cars.
the radio universe.
I can see in the
You've been
radio.
doing this a long time.
Yeah, they're shaking their head.
Okay.
So what is what's the beginning place, Jeff? Where do we even begin to start, given the givens, carb and sugar? The first thing, we'd say, oh gosh, I can't. If I give up carbs and sugar, I'm not eating much of anything. What's the starting place, Jeff?
Well, I think a lot of people feel betrayed and they go through denial, just like they go through that with regard to alcoholism and whatnot. Oh, they wouldn't do that to me. And then when they're hit with the fact that, well, wait a minute, I've got type 2 diabetes right now. I've got sleep apnea because I'm overweight. I'm obese. I'm having all of these problems. It takes a while for individuals to catch on. For example, one individual told me this story. He went to the doctor and it was a sleep study, and they says, you stop breathing 57 and a half times per hour. And he says, I wasn't concerned about the 57. It was the half that bothered him. I said, well, just do the math. And the doctor said, it's like you are racing in a vehicle at about 90 miles an hour and you plow into a brick wall and then you do it again. The effect, the cumulative effect that it has on the body is going to manifest itself sometime later, but then it might be too late. The doctor told him you're 4 times the likelihood to have a stroke, 3 times the likelihood to have diabetes, 2 times the likelihood to have cardiac problems. He said, you're a walking time bomb. And the individual said it was as if he looked up the barrel of a shotgun and he saw that the rifle slug that was at the end in the chamber had his name written on it.
Wow. Dr. Jeff Sandoz today, drjeffsandoz.com, and also SCAA.club. We're learning so much, and we've got more to go on strategies for living. Stay with us.
We all have problems every day. We all need help. right. We need strategies, strategies, strategies for living radio.
And welcome back in. Welcome back into Strategies for Living Radio. Jeff J. Murrell with us today. Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian, and an excellent life strategist. A little provocative as far as I'm concerned, but that's okay.
Why is he prerogative?
Well, because
Because you're fat. You're not fat, David.
Well,
I'm fat. You've lost
Either
50 pounds, David.
I'm just
50.
I'm just saying.
I'm
Jay,
jealous.
I'm just saying that our listeners are, I'm sure, are like me, relating to this and saying, I don't like what I'm learning today.
That's called denial. It's not a river in Egypt. Okay.
That was
Okay.
You took my question. How big?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We do that. How big is denial as a problem and keeping us
I
stuck?
think we want to trust the food too, right?
Yeah. How big a problem is that, Jeff?
Just like any other addiction, an individual does not want to change. They enjoy the comfort, they enjoy the relaxation, they enjoy the feelings that go along with it, and quite often it's done in a social context. And then they realize, well, wait a minute, I'm losing mobility, my health is tanking, I'm experiencing a lot of inflammation, my joints, what is wrong with me? I have diabetes now, I have other issues. How could this happen? It snuck up on me. Actually, it didn't sneak up.
Yeah.
They have just ignored the signs and symptoms for quite some time, and the impact on health is devastating.
Well, and a lot of us say, and I fall into this category because I'm 69 years old.
Child.
But before my health scare, some of what I experienced symptom-wise, I was telling myself, well, this is just normal aging. And I suspect that that's part of what we need to overcome, Dr. Jeff, and be more aware of, that we do perhaps have more control over the aging process.
You had a medical event.
I did, yeah.
And that was your just right ass whipping for weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you lost 50 pounds. I, on the other hand, got on the scale this morning, and I put on 9 pounds in about, because I started eating ice cream again.
We'll get you there.
Jeff, you just got to, it's kind of like, came to believe that we were powerless over
Bluebell.
That's it.
in my life. And then I was turning into a fat, what. And I don't like, and I do have those symptoms, Jeff, that you're talking about. And I got a few years on David here.
Yeah. So to help our brother Jay here, Jeff, we've got to raise his level of awareness, don't we?
No, you kind of are.
We certainly do. And Jay, I would suggest that you watch the Rocky III movie when the interviewer stuck the mic in front of Mr. T, Clubber Lang's face, and he says, "Clubber, what is your prediction for the fight?" You say, "You want my prediction? Pain. So pain wakes us up.
Yeah.
Got an acronym here.
It does.
Personal alarm is notifying.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's going to ring that bell.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
I
going to
love
ring
that.
that bell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you sent me that email, Jeff, and that you're on this show because, this is, I'm just going to full disclosure. This is ringing true to me, and I intend to do something about it.
Well, we all
Damn it.
need that
I
wake-up call.
I'm going to miss my blue. I can have it some, just maybe with a little, not every night.
And we can mourn over Bluebell together, Jay.
We can? Okay, Jeffrey.
You can have it some unless you've got somebody like Attila the Nun following you around.
Yeah, I'll come over if you want. If you want real help,
No, thank you.
I can
I'm fine.
I can tell you how
Lisa's got it
to
in
do
hand.
this.
I can clean your fridge.
Yeah, right.
So, in terms of help, the SCAA, and by the way, folks, it's SCAA.club. It's Sugar and Carb Addicts Anonymous. And did I understand you correctly, Jeff, that there really are no in-person meetings? All of the meetings are online. Is that right?
That's my understanding. And there is a process that one goes through, and that would be to contact Mark F. directly so that he's very much a sentinel at the portal. He interviews each person to see if they are appropriate for the group. And,
right.
Which is really phenomenal. I mean, did you know that when AA started out, they had to go through a 4-hour crash course in the steps, and they had to get a card, and they had to present that AA card to others in meetings?
Oh,
Wow. I did not know that, but it doesn't surprise me. And
I've got a wonderful book for you. It's called Back to Basics.
Yep.
And it's written by Wally P.
Yeah. He's
And
about number 4.
And the interesting thing about it is that we have sort of lost touch with what was done back then. And there is this thing that I have in one of my books. It's called How I Begin My Day. And there are different pages, different segments in the book, Alcoholics Anonymous, that the sponsor and the sponsoree would read and go through on a daily basis, so that they would have this dialogue, so that they would know one another, so that they would share stories, identify with the pain, with the emotionality, connect. Well, how come you are recovered and sober and I'm not? Well, that gets their attention. That prompts the motivation. And now they have an incentive to do what others have done, and they have to follow that recipe.
all right, so if folks want more information, and by the way, we should say there's no cost involved in SCAA, and there's nothing to buy with SCAA. You do have to go through an initiation kind of vetting. But if you qualify, and you can find all of that out at the website SCAA.club. I tell you, Jeff, and folks, our life strategist today, Dr. Jeff Sandoz, and you can find him at drjeffsandoz.com. You can find about his books there, his research. Jeff, you're going to have to promise. You're going to have to promise that you're going to come back and give us more info in future shows.
I feel my arm is twisted.
He's
kind of a recluse.
I would be delighted.
If not, I'm sending Jay to your house with some Bluebell.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
No, not that.
We'll be back with Dr. Jeff Sandoz today here on Strategies for Living. And welcome back into Strategies for Living. Jay Murrell, who has outdone himself.
Yes.
Did pretty good, huh?
Yeah, you did good. And Lauren Leon McMillian, David McMillian with Dr. Jeff Sandoz, and fascinating stuff. You can find Dr. Sandoz at drjeffsandoz.com. You can find out more about Sugar and Carbohydrates Anonymous at SCAA.club. Obviously, Jeff, we barely just even scratched the surface on this subject. But what would you like people who have been intrigued by our conversation today, what do you want them to take away from our conversation?
Well, it's basically a question. And the question is, how much pain are you experiencing? And the quality of life is very important. Quite often we measure our lives by quantity, and that quantity is what puts people in an early grave.
Mm.
We have to value out quality versus quantity, and that's going to involve sacrifice. And sacrifice is the ugliest word in the 21st century.
Yeah.
You'll hear a lot of four-letter words, but you won't hear the word sacrifice because they do not want to change.
Wow.
Change will happen. Change is inevitable, and it depends on how you want to go.
There you go. Dr. Jeff, thank you so much for being a great life strategist. Look forward to having you back.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
And folks, thank you. And Jake, thanks again.
You bet.
Yeah.
He's a really amazing guy. I've known him, like I said, 55 years. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Folks, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you, and we appreciate our sponsors who make it all possible. The Robinson Film Center, Azalea Cleaners, Pintail Roofing, Balanced Life Wellness Center, Fertitta's Delicatessen, home of those muffalettas, SRT, Sales Training, Uprising, Addiction Center, and Murrell, Direct Primary Care. If today were the last day of your life, you only had one more phone call to make, who would you call? And what would you say? And why are you waiting? Make the call. For Dr. Jeff Sandoz, for Jay Murrell, for Lauren McMillian, I'm David McMillian. See you next time right here on Strategies for Living.